This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life for one last scare.
Hi, hello, we are back.
It's been far too long.
Hi! It's so good to be back.
Oh man, it is. It is right. Spooky time is right upon us with October. September has had some pretty interesting movies, and it feels great to be back. Blake, Sabrina, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Happy, like I said, happy to be back. I think it's perfect time for us to come back.
Yeah, we have not taken a break from watching horror movies, though. That's for sure. During
we
this
never
entire
do.
month.
I don't think we ever do, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. It's my brain just completely glitched. My brain just glitched. But no, I'm so glad that we're rocking and rolling. So we have some interesting movies that we've seen. We have our big ones. We do have Barbarian. We do have Pearl.
Yes.
I think my opinion on both of those movies are flipped with the majority. Even I don't know. I think the majority did love Barbarian, but Pearl, I'm in the minority of, and we're gonna get to that when we get to Pearl.
We will. Monsters released pretty recently.
Very mixed reviews.
It's a very confusing experience, and I've definitely had my horror binges. I watched Orphan First Kill as well this month. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, we actually watched that the day it dropped.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really. Oh my gosh.
We did love it. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was really good. Like honestly, I think I ended up watching the trailer. Blake didn't, but I don't really think it gave away too much because I don't think I now looking back, I don't really think I predicted anything.
Yeah.
So I loved it. First of all, I was very surprised they pulled it off because I did not think.
Yeah, especially after so long too.
Yeah, and the first one, it's built on that twist. Like the twist is what's memorable about it. So you know already. It's like, what can you do new with the sequel, or prequel rather? Is give it another twist. That was really also good, and we're not going to spoil it here because I urge everyone, if you can, to go see this one because that twist is pretty creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to spoil it, but I will say that this is a movie that knows the audience already understands the twist from the first one, and this is a movie that knows what it is, and it makes sure to have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great surprise. But let's get into the big ones, shall we?
Oh yes.
Let's do it. Let's just jump right on in. Blake, I'll let you pick what we start with.
Let's just go with Pearl. I'm very anxious.
Okay. All right. Hit me with it. Let's go.
Unlike Sabrina, I know she wasn't huge on X. I liked X. X is pretty popular among horror fans. Everyone seemed to go with it. When it comes to general audiences, it did pretty well. It was a fairly successful horror movie, so much so that it gets a prequel right away, just later in the same year, and now with a third one on the way. I enjoyed X, and I didn't really enjoy Pearl, which I know is the other way around. I know the majority of people think Pearl is like top tier, and X is a good sequel to that story that was told. It was a good like character driven story, and Mia Goth killed it with that performance, but it was just so boring. I was really bored throughout the entirety of that movie, just kind of waiting for something to happen. Some things do happen once she, does what the poster entails, and then that's it for another 40 minutes until something else happens, and then it ends.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a bad movie at all. I wasn't really into it.
Right. Sabrina, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay.
But I've heard like basically one of the few things Blake said to me after he saw it was he's like, I think you enjoy it more than I did because like it's basically the opposite, I guess.
It's
So,
nothing like X, which is kind
Yeah.
of crazy that I could say that.
and like I
Mhm.
wanted to like X. I just there's just some stuff that happened in it that I was like,
And I know the things you don't like about X aren't in Pearl, so
okay,
Mhm.
okay, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah. So I did enjoy Pearl. I
Mhm.
really did.
Do you like X?
And I do. I loved X. Blake and I bonded over. That was like the first video we did together. I think,
Yeah, it
right?
was a
That's
review for
right.
X.
It was a review for X.
Mhm.
We had a bonding moment over it.
Mhm.
I really like X. I'm not gonna start gushing about it again, but it's wonderful. Definitely check out the Dead Meat podcast episode on X. They cover it perfectly.
Yeah. There's a
Uh,
lot to X. It's not just a slasher. There's a lot
See, like
of
I'm
stuff
disappointed that I didn't like it because like I hear so much how like I hear great things about why people like it. And I'm just like,
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't, it's like me with Pearl. If it just doesn't gel with you, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. I really did like Pearl. It was different than what I was expecting for
Mhm.
sure. But and I've talked about this with friends and all my movie pals that also saw it. But I really liked that it was very character driven. I think it added a lot of extra content, not content, but context and layers to
Mhm.
X that I appreciated.
Yeah.
I really do. I haven't had the chance to rewatch it, but I really would love to rewatch X now after seeing Pearl and see how it changes it.
Mhm.
I think I told you this, Blake, but I really think where we're going with this, we'll see with Maxine if I'm right, but I think where we're going with this is kind of like X is the centerpiece, and we have Maxine and we have Pearl, and they are exact mirrors of each other.
Mhm.
Pearl is someone who didn't make it off the farm, who didn't get to get away and be a star, and Maxine is the one who came from a similar background but did. And
Mhm.
I like I kind of had this idea of like with X, that's one of the things that got her like specifically like more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle to see how Maxine's going to be a horror movie because you have X, which is a slasher, and you have
Mhm.
Pearl, which is the prequel about the main killer in X.
Mhm.
So those go hand in hand. But with Maxine, she was no psycho or monster in X. So I'm
Mhm.
curious to see if the events of X shape her into that somewhat. I also do like that I can't predict where it's going to go.
Right.
If I can, I would love to avoid a trailer. I would love to avoid even knowing what it's about, but that's hard these days.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed that they showed the end credit scene so soon, that it got
Yeah.
released so soon.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved the like reveal to just kind of happen naturally, like what it did with Pearl. That was an amazing moment for me.
Yeah, in the theater, I always like to sit through the credits anyway, and then a trailer comes up at the end of X, and I was like, "What? Like we're getting a prequel already? That's cool." So a stealth movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, I just wish they kind of kept that up. But
Yeah.
So wait, so when you said there's a trailer, do they like show something or just like they just teased it?
it's just a
For
teaser.
Pearl, they did. For Maxine, it was just it's the Hollywood sign, but instead of saying Hollywood, it says Maxine.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Which is enough because I know they filmed Pearl and X back to back. They haven't shot Maxine yet, so that's the reasoning for it.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I digress on Pearl.
No, I agree. But excuse me. There was a lot that I did enjoy about Pearl. I'm sorry that you don't like it, Blake. I know how much of a bummer it is because I know you loved X.
Mm-hmm.
I really shout out to Maya Goth. Maya.
I've
Goth?
heard Mia more.
Mia Goth.
Mhm.
Goth. Shout out to Mia Goth. And that stellar 9-minute long monologue.
I saw so many people saying like that was 9 minutes. It felt like 2 or whatever. I was like, it felt like 10. I said that of just the camera on her that whole time. I was like, she's still talking. It's been like 10 minutes of just her talking, which again, her performance was great. but there's only so much I could take of her just being like, I killed people. I did. And I'm like, okay, just do something, please. Like, we already know this person you're talking to is a goner. Let's cut to that.
How did you feel about the end credit scene where she was just smiling?
That was probably the creepiest thing in the whole movie. It was the best part of the movie. I don't want to give too much away, but she does have to hold a smile for what seems like forever. And it's really Mia Goth holding that very hard smile for such a long time with tears streaming down her face. And it looks painful, which I'm sure the director was like, yes, just hold it, Mia. Even if it hurts, it's got to hurt. And I know the second...
Like, yes, that's the money shot.
That's the money shot. I know the second that screen went black and they yelled cut, she was like, oh my God. But no, it was... that shot was impressive, and she nailed it. Like, if not for her performance in that movie, I'd probably hate it. But she killed it, so much so that if she was even nominated for Best Actress, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's how great she was in the movie. Far better than she was in X, and I thought she was great in X, playing two radically different characters. So yeah, I appreciated Pearl for giving us extra context to the old woman from X, who is just, had such a rich history of like, why is this woman the way she is? And I'm glad we finally got the very beginning to that story.
Yeah.
Because there's decades of Pearl adventures that we didn't get when we meet her in X. It will be such a jump to go from Pearl to X, because in Pearl makes it seem like she's just getting started, but in X she's just kind of like, I had nothing. So I don't know if they'll ever want to go back to that. I feel like they'll end it after Maxine, but you never know.
I've had this discussion about like what order is going to be the best order to watch it in.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I've been like going back and forth with it. I feel like there's like X might kind of set expectations differently for some people, but but I like the idea of going into X not realizing that like Mia Goth is playing both characters.
Yeah.
And having like that kind of reveal, and then like the whole like mirror situation where you can go back and see that like Mia Goth or Maxine is really similar to Pearl when Pearl was younger. Like I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, and that's why they have that fascination with each other, specifically Pearl with Maxine. Like, you are literally like a younger me.
I know.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and another thing I like too that I'm just now remembering, the projectionists remind me a lot of Wayne from X.
Yeah, he actually did.
Which is another cool mirror of how close their lives were. That was really cool.
The whole movie, I was just like, you tell her, Howard Stark.
Oh my God, he is Howard Stark, isn't he?
Howard Stark from the first Avenger to me.
Holy crap! Yeah. I recognized him, but I didn't realize he was Howard Stark.
No, he just looks like him. That's not the same actor.
Okay.
No, it's not the actor.
I was like, is that the actor?
He had the same hair. He had the same mustache. I was like, this man made Captain America.
Yeah, absolutely. You had me convinced, honestly.
I was convinced for a second.
It's like how
everyone...
like,
no, never mind, I saw him.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe.
It's like literally everyone who's seen the Evil Dead remake and seen X think that the guys are the same.
Yeah.
Same person. Every person said that. I said that.
Yeah, no.
Another thing I liked about Pearl, and how it was exploring her character and her relationship with her parents. It was really intense. How it all just kind of like fell apart. The mom wearing very flammable dress was tough.
I was very impressed with the mom's performance as well.
Yeah,
he bounces off Pearl. God, like 30 minutes into that, like the 15th most aggressive thing that mother could have said. I was like, okay, you can handle this now, Pearl, because that's damn. Like I mean, she wasn't like abusive or just an evil woman. It was just, I mean, she was strict. But like to the point where Pearl can be herself, and that's when conflict arises.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say on performances, I think the father, the actor that played the father, I'm blanking on his name,
Hmm.
did a lot of great acting with a lot of like tiny
Yeah,
movement.
he did. There were
I haven't yet.
No, I want to
Yeah.
so bad.
I've
Yes.
missed it. I've missed it.
I want to
I
so bad.
I am very supportive of Sabrina's Jeepers Creepers love. So I said, even though Jeepers Creepers Reborn is getting beat into the ground with reviews, I said will still watch it. Because I mean, that's the beauty of horror. Even if a movie's bad, it's still gonna be watchable. There are a handful of movies that are so bad they're not watchable. Like name 5 that you can't even
Name
get
5.
any enjoyment out of. Slender Man probably 1.
Slender Man. The Bye Bye Man.
I've seen it.
I
I've
never
seen
saw
Slender
that.
Man.
You saw Slender Man? Yeah, that was nuts.
Bye Bye Man. Slender Man. Oh God. See, you're putting me on. The newest Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, that's pretty.
That's
Yeah.
another
That's
one.
pretty much just a waste of time.
I'm actually like pissed that like we actually wasted time on that, to be honest.
Yeah, we had fun shitting on it for one of the streams though.
Oh
Yeah, but
my
that's
God.
like
Yeah.
time of my life that I'll never get back ever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I will come up with another one.
I'll get a
you-
DM later and be like, "Here's 10 more."
Here's all the horror movies that make me question my dedication to horror.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, we did watch all
man.
the Saw movies. Unfortunately, I saw Spiral.
Ooh,
Oh. Yeah,
Didn't like
maybe
Spiral.
an even bigger hot take than my thinking Pearl was okay.
I was like, did you say unfortunately?
No, I said unfortunately, but that would.
That's what I just said. I was like, you said unfortunately that you saw Spiral.
Yeah.
I don't know how you saw it twice.
Why did you see it twice? But
How did you manage to make it through that?
Wait, is that Jordan?
yes, that's Jordan.
I have to text him later and be like, why? I gotta know.
No, I really did not like Spiral. I marathoned all the Saw movies in preparation for it, and I was very let down by Spiral.
Yeah.
Right. I will say to wrap up Pearl about the monologue and how it in the ending, because I know a lot of people had issues with the ending and had issues with how they wanted more from Howard, but I liked because it was her laying out what she wanted and she was her saying everything she was going to say to Howard with that pained expression on her face.
Yeah.
And it had a lot about how she was giving up. That was the moment she was giving up her dreams. That was the moment that she had to accept that like all this it started because her mom wouldn't let her go to the audition in the first place.
Yeah.
And then she went to the audition and she failed. Like, and her mom was right. And it was a lot of her accepting the mess, saying the scary parts out loud.
So do you think that's like why she was so obsessed with Maxine? Because like she got to live her dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the very obvious parallel between these movies. She
Okay.
set out for her dream, did not make it, and here's Maxine living it out in luxury. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole scene of her watching Maxine, be appreciated in every way. And regarding Howard's role in this movie, first of all, the movie is called Pearl, so I didn't even expect Howard in it more than we got him. Actually, we saw him more than I thought we would, and he's always, even in X, given the impression that he is the way he is because Pearl is the way she is. So it would make sense for him to not really play a role in the movie where Pearl snaps. The Howard we meet in X is dealing with Pearl for decades. So that's, even like I said about regarding Pearl, it's such a wild jump from this movie to X. Literally from them in their prime to the end of their life. So something happens along the way that gets Howard to just be like, you know what, this woman, I love her. I would do anything for her, so I'm crazy now.
I think they're both damaged people. I think they're both very damaged people. Yeah. And it's just kind of like, I'm broken.
You mean to tell me that, dealing with your crazy serial killer wife isn't the most romantic thing you've ever heard?
Oh, obviously. It definitely is.
But yeah, I think they're both damaged people. They're both people that are kind of like, we can't really change all the stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
And the best thing we can do to cause the least amount of damage is just going forward.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
like either like stay together or just kind of move on, you know?
I mean, like, I don't really have any problems with Pearl, despite me not loving it. Like, just talking about its meanings in the story, it's all really well done. That's why I really chalk it up to just personal taste. Like, it was just too slow for me. And when that's the only complaint I have, I mean, it just kind of goes to show how good of a movie it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we talked about the movie I liked.
Yes. I loved Barbarian. Jayla did not. Sabrina did not see it.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
spoiler alert. I'll kick it off. I'll kick off the bad news before the
I
fun
was so
stuff.
surprised you didn't like it. It has. I want to get the number right, so I'm going to look it up. But I know
It's like 90 something on
critics
Rotten Tomatoes.
loved this movie. I didn't know that before I saw it, so I went in no expectations. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 92 from critics.
It does.
And audiences gave it a 70, which is actually more in line with, what I thought it should have.
So like, yeah, my problems with it, I kind of get why the movie is the way it is, but I feel like that it could have given us a lot more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see you tiptoeing around.
I'm doing my
spoilers.
best.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like it could have given us more.
Yes.
I might just do like a little, like we'll do a good talk, and at the end we'll go into spoilers because there is some things I do want to actually like talk about, but to kind of like easily go into
we should honestly just do an episode breaking down Barbarian, because I have a lot I want to get into too. I know Sabrina's looking forward to it, so she's like,
oh yeah, I can't talk about spoilers. Sabrina hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah,
No,
she's like, that's
right.
so good. No,
Okay.
we'll have to do a separate video on it.
We'll do spoilers.
Yeah, what helps talking about it right now is what I love, the marketing hid everything about this movie. It was just,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, it was Airbnb gone wrong in the trailer with a bunch of shots of people screaming.
Is that not what it ends up being?
That's how it starts. And then it very quickly, it's one of those movies where it's, for the majority of the movie, it's more thriller than anything. It's just like, what is wrong? Because this character is in a dangerous neighborhood in a really coincidental setting with this random guy that she just met who is way too nice and charming that then he needs to be.
You mean Bill Skarsgård?
He's just Bill Skarsgård. And
Bill Skarsgård.
even when
Why
I was
can't
watching,
he just be Bill Skarsgård? Why does there have to be something wrong with that?
he was just the nicest, likable guy the whole time, but something's off, something's fishy. You're watching a horror movie. And when I was watching, my friend turned to me and he's like, they were brilliant casting such a likable guy like him who also played Pennywise, so he can give off that creepy factor but also that charismatic factor. So the majority of the movie is just like leading you down this rabbit hole of what's going to go wrong.
I thought that the first act was very endearing. I did enjoy it. The shifts that we see during the movie, I feel like obviously there's some things I don't want them to go deeper into.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the ideas that they're presenting could have been explored more and given us a little bit more to chew on. Does that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they lent too much time to some aspect of the movie and not enough to another.
Yeah.
Which, if once you see the whole movie, you'll see it has 3 layers to it. This character, and this character-ish.
Yeah, and that's another thing, that the one that you're talking about, the ish, I feel like that segment just
character-ish.
Yeah.
I see. I want to guess so bad who I think it is.
You're not going to guess.
You don't. It's not even alluded to in the trailer. It's
it felt.
It's not Justin Long.
It felt kind of pointless.
Justin Long is a very big part of this movie. The ish is a character that's in the movie, but it's just kind of explaining the tomfoolery that's taking place in this movie. And I like that it approached it very ambiguously. It didn't flat out say exactly what's going on, but it gives you enough so you're not like, well, I don't understand anything. Where I think it should have gone into at least some motivation to it or repercussions. I don't know.
I kind of mentioned this idea not too long ago of like, I love like leave it open-ended, leave the audience questioning. That's great, but you have to give enough information for the audience to ask questions.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the thing with Barbarian that like I kind of didn't mesh well with. I feel like there's a lot of focus, like there are a lot of tiptoeing around really great ideas that aren't fully realized. I like
interesting.
I like the direction, right? I like the way it looked. I do think there are bigger themes in play, and there's more to chew on.
It screamed that they wanted to say something, like have some social commentary regarding Justin Long's portion of this movie.
Yeah,
but they didn't. They didn't go where you think they're gonna go with it.
Yeah, there are some things
I want to know
with his character that are like just dropped, like that are completely dropped, and it's kind of like, was it necessary for the character to use that?
I'm like 2 seconds away from you guys to just like tell me, like I'm like this close.
You'll be fine. I'm sorry. I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, it's good, and it deserves its own very spoiler-filled episode because there's a lot to this movie. It's not overwhelming. There's not so much going on at once like we're kind of making it sound like, just to tiptoe around certain things, because there's something that happens about halfway-ish through the movie that kind of branches the movie a little bit, and that's what you don't want to know going into it because it's such more of an impact to be like, oh, so that's what the movie's about. Okay.
So I got, like,
we got an answer.
3 horror movies to like watch. I gotta watch Black Phone, Nope, and then this. Like bad.
Sabrina's behind.
I know, I'm very behind because like I can't always go to the movies. Like I only honestly, like, nothing against any horror movies, but like I literally legit only made time just to go see Don't Worry Darling. So I was like, if I don't see it now, I'm never gonna see it. Like,
is that your segue that you want to move into Don't Worry Darling?
No.
Now this one I haven't seen, so it'll be a Jayla and Sabrina conversation.
Yeah, I'll wrap up.
Okay, so there's a lot of controversy as everybody.
Hold on, let's wrap up Barbarian first, and then you can take it away, Sabrina.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up super duper quick.
She's very excited.
That's great. No problem at all.
Because like I haven't seen 2 of the movies you guys are talking about, so I'm like,
you're so fun. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I'm done on Barbarian for now, Jayla.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just a lot of things that they introduced. So I'm like, was this necessary, or was this added in? Like, it wasn't necessary to do it, or would it be any different if they replace it with something else that still makes the same point?
Yeah.
I'll just
that too.
In that there, I did not enjoy
I want to see this
I
movie.
was pretty bummed.
Jeepers Creepers so bad.
I was so disappointed to hear you didn't like it because I really did love it. It's far from a perfect movie. I agree with everything that you said. So.
And the humor didn't really land for me because like everyone's like, this is the craziest movie. It's so wild, and it's just kind of like
it was really built up to the point where it's like you haven't seen anything like this. It's not special.
No, it's not.
It's not special at all. It's a really solid horror movie. That's about it.
There's a movie that came out just a few years ago that has elements of this in it.
I do want more like this. Just creepy Airbnbs. Perfect.
I want more of the first act. I wanted more of the first act.
The movie changes halfway through, and I agree that first act was like, you really should have just stuck with this.
Yeah. But anyways, Sabrina
wants to go into our horror adjacent paranoid thriller, which is loved by all. Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. Oh, stop. No, I mean, it's got a lot of controversy, as everybody knows, all the drama going on. But like, I'm one of those people that like, even though like I was kind of reading up on the drama and everything, I didn't let it sway me or like ruin any part of the movie.
As
like,
you should.
I saw like a couple little things where I was like, okay, I don't know the context of this, so like, you know, I'm curious to see how they wrap everything up, and like, or they, you know, mush everything together, and like I was very, very happy and like surprised and like shocked how they handled the twist very well.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it, like, because like I said, I saw some things that like probably alluded to it, but I was like, my brain was like, if I think about it, maybe I can figure it out. But I was like, no, I was like, let me just go in completely blind, figure it out. And like halfway through, I think I had like a literal like mind fuck, and I was like, oh my god. My cousin was like, what? And I was just like, nothing. I was like, you'll wait. But I don't know. I really liked all the performances too. Like, oh my god, Chris Pine in this like freaked me out. Like, I knew he could play a character like that, but like I think they didn't even really marketed him in that kind of role. And then when he like started playing that, I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, there's like a couple scenes with him that like made me feel very eerie. And like I don't know, just like even in the beginning though, you feel very like you feel that eerie, like not even just thriller, but like a very eerie, unnerving feeling. Like with the like whether it was with the score or like how they were kind of like approaching things. Like I don't know, it was very. I liked the way the score fit with like certain scenes, because like even if you weren't expecting something to happen, like because the music, it made you like think something was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean.
I was very thrilled. No, I'm kidding. I was very thrilled. I told my dad, but it's like, is that a thriller? And it's like, yeah. I was very thrilled. Like I know what I want from it. I mean, like I don't know. I thought about it like till the next day, and it's like not just because like one of the people that's in it, because I love the person, but like I don't know. I thought the plot was very good. You know, it's like we're trying to tiptoe around spoilers again, but you know.
I have a very good idea of what the twist.
No.
I don't want the confirmation, but
whatever you think you know, you're wrong.
I highly doubt it, but we'll see.
Josh,
I didn't guess the full twist, but I did guess like half of it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I'm at.
I think that's where you're at.
Because that's how I felt like after seeing like an accidental like spoiler, and I was like, huh? And then halfway through, I was like, I think I was figuring it out, and it just went a different way, and I was like, oh my god, okay. So it's just very like you think you're figuring it out, and then it just goes like that again.
Right. Yeah. I guessed half of it. There's another side to it. So like one of the things I wish that they did with Don't Worry Darling, although it's a solid movie, and it was better than I was expecting. I kind of had my bar low a little bit. I was a bit cautious with it. One of the things I do wish that we got more of is expanding on the exact thing I can't talk about right now.
Oh yeah.
I have heard that. I don't know the context of it. I just heard something that happens towards the movie.
Are you talking about the actual like concept?
It just kind of happens. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, and it's an idea that
I think the only thing that has like the only thing I think that annoyed me was just like something with the ending, and I was just like, they could have done it a little bit better.
It's an idea that like the more you think about how it works, the more that you're like, wait a second. So there's a lot of questions that you have.
Well, yeah, that I did. And I think honestly, like sometimes if I have some questions, I like kind of sometimes read like synopsis to see if it cleared up some things. And it did. Some of them I had some more lingering questions the first time, and then I like read it. So I was like, okay, I kind of do. But there's like two things that I was like, because I was explaining it to somebody that like was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna see it, so you can just tell me. And they're like asking me questions. I'm like, actually, I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, I usually don't go too deep in stuff like that, because like I don't usually watch movies, you know, that make you think like that, like, you know, deeper in that kind of concept. But that was like at the like the entire like time too, like me and my cousin were like, wow. Wow, okay, wow. Like, we were just sitting there, like, it was, like, silent. We were, like, driving home, and she was just like, wow, I can't get over that. I'm like, honestly, neither can I. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I think it's also because I don't watch movies like that a lot, but, like, it was done very well, because, like, usually I'm like, I don't know, it's too much for my brain, but, like, that was, like, good enough where it's like, all right, it didn't lose me halfway through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get you.
Because like I don't like Inception for certain reasons. Because like it's like a mindfuck type movie, and
You
like
don't like Inception?
no, because it literally like lost me halfway through.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hot take. It's just because it's
No.
like it's like a mindfuck, but not in a good way. Because I'm like I
Okay.
get lost. I get lost so much in the movie that I'm like I feel like I can't enjoy it because I'm like sitting there. I'm like, what am I watching? Like I have no idea like what I'm doing, where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's hard to wrap your head around like
yeah, like it's
the
not
logistics.
like I don't know. It's like that's just like how simple my brain is. But like I don't know. I don't like deep mindfuck stuff, you know, because it's just like I don't know. It has me questioning my whole existence after, and I don't really like that. I don't really like that. I don't really appreciate that.
Valid. That's
I go to
valid.
movies to enjoy them, not you know, question my whole life existence, you know.
Yeah, no, I get you. I loved Inception, but I get it's a very big concept, so I don't blame you. Don't worry, darling. I guess I just kind of wish they built the mystery up more. I love a good movie. I love a movie like that has this mystery that's kind of like giving you tiny threads to pull and kind of is like pushing you along, keeping you guessing. I think
it's because they relied so much on that twist. They didn't really like allude to like everything else around it, like the build up, because like they already had like a good build up, and then like once they drag it along a little bit, they're like, okay, time for the twist, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
So, but I think that's why they didn't really like they didn't build up the mystery as well, you know, because like they did like, you know, slowly building up, and then they're like, okay, we had you waited long enough, here's your twist, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so much happens after that you're just sitting there like, oh, okay, this is happening, you know what I mean?
Right, for sure.
So I think that's also why. What?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you always know what I mean. No, I'm excited for you to see it next month with May again, because like I'm really excited.
I think I'm gonna go one of two ways, and they're very specific ways on this movie. I'm either gonna love it and be obsessed with this kind of paranoid thriller with some creepy aspects to it, or I'm gonna think it's the most okay movie ever and never think about it again. It's one of those two very
Blake, don't
specific.
disappoint me. Blake, do not disappoint me.
We'll see.
Oh no. I feel like they could have upped the paranoia on it for me. I feel like there's like some things like, oh, that's pretty suspicious, but like I don't know. It was I don't dislike it.
So before this stream, I was actually scrolling through Twitter because I saw a spoiler, and like somebody like mentioned something, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I actually did not notice that could be why it happened like that. So I'm like,
send that to me.
Yeah, I definitely will, because I was like, oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
Right. I will say the set design is just amazing. Like whoever like it looks gorgeous. It's a really great.
Some of it apparently takes place right over by, you know, a certain somebody.
Yeah, Mr. Styles is in it.
No, I was gonna say apparently it was like filmed in like Palm Springs.
Oh, I completely missed what you said. My brain isn't working today.
But yeah, that's it. Well, like honestly, knowing that Shia LaBeouf is supposed to play that role, like I don't see it.
I do not understand.
I might just saying that because it's Harry and I'm a huge fan of him. Like, because I was like trying to picture him like after even thinking about it after. I'm like, make one of the parts of maybe, the other part no. If you get what I'm saying.
Not even, well, I guess, but still, like Olivia Wilde was like, we need someone that's like instantly trustworthy and likable and charming. I'm like, you wanted Shia LaBeouf for that? No offense to Shia. I mean, full offense to Shia LaBeouf.
Actually, yeah, full offense to him.
Full offense to Shia LaBeouf.
I'm like, something's not right.
I could not see. I could not whatsoever.
I think that's also okay. So not to like talk in like a fan point of view, but I think
no.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I haven't even seen it, and no.
Sorry, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna sound a little like you know, from a fan standpoint, but like to see somebody that's like, you know, charismatic and charming like that, and see him in a different way, it's like, oh my god. That threw me for a loop because I was like, wow.
I just saw the spoiler. I can't make that joke. But no, the acting's better than I expected from Harry Styles, and the acting across the board is done really well.
I'm
there's
sure Florence Pugh didn't surprise anyone.
Smart. She did great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a few moments that was words.
Yeah. I know. It's very hard. Okay.
Words. But to avoid spoilers, talk more about the actual meat of the movie. I do think I love the setting. I think the idea of what they're doing is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, something that kind of that I kind of read about the movie. It's not a spoiler, but just like apparently this concept has been around in Hollywood for a while.
Yes. Stepford Wives is what I immediately thought of when I saw
No. It's not what I mean. This script, like,
the script
concept has been like planned for years, but it's just
this actual story has been floating around for a while.
Yeah, okay. Like they had it almost like years ago, like probably like almost a couple decades ago.
One of those Hollywood blacklist scripts that they liked and
apparently
just
it was like constantly not like passed, but just like like someone just couldn't make it work. Sorry, because I read because like there's some like changes to like some of the things. Like obviously Olivia Wilde put her own parts into it, but so like some of the concept was like a draft script that did exist for a couple years, but I think it just kept getting passed because people were like, oh, maybe like just couldn't find somebody that was willing to take a chance on that. But Olivia Wilde did, and like reading it, I like her own pizzazz from the concept. Mm-hmm. Like you can definitely see her own elements from that concept in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really know her as a director because I didn't see Booksmart, but I like from reading the draft script of like the concept to what she added in the movie. It's like okay, like I could see why like it just worked, and I think it was just meant to be for now to come out,
Yeah, I see why you would say that too.
Because we don't see movies like that a lot. I'm just talking about like the thriller or paranoia aspect, just like just from what you see in the trailer, like that,
It's like a movie, a real go to the theater film.
Yeah, like honestly, like whether you like it or hate it, I think people should still give it a try.
Yeah.
Stop.
I agree. What?
Stop.
I want to see it.
Stop. You're just like, yeah.
I'm still just as excited to see it.
You better be. Florence Pugh though, and Harry's chemistry was just really good though too. I don't see her and Shyla like having that kind of chemistry like at all. So I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
Like not to like obviously like not to really want to see this, but like a part of me was like, I got to see what this movie almost was before Harry got into it, because like I don't like there's no way it would have been the same way as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying?
No, I just said for like multiple reasons, but just some of the like some of the things I'm like looking at, I'm like I don't see that. I don't know.
Jinx. At the same time. Yeah. Look, it's a thriller. If you want a thriller, you want to just go have a good time with a good mystery. I do recommend it. Again, there's some things I wish they kind of expanded more, but all the acting is solid. Chris Pine was great. I really liked his he had this like sinister energy about him. That was like, really cool.
Like there were some things, like something that got me about him is that there's like a couple scenes where I felt like something was gonna go one way with him because he was very unpredictable, and it didn't. But like me and my cousin were both like we thought, and we're like, oh, okay. Like it was very like I don't know. I think because just like sinisterness in him, it's like okay, he's very unpredictable, so like this could go anyway. So, and that was very good.
I'm circling back to this because I was wrong.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. Harry Avatar, right? Shia LaBeouf would be Jake Sully. Harry Styles would have been the Avatar. So like
no, but again, like I said,
Harry would have been like the ideal version. Shia would have been. I kind of just spoiled something, but it's fine.
I was gonna say I'm lost, so I'm sure that has to do.
I don't think it makes sense to you, and you'll probably forget we ever had this conversation.
Again,
doesn't.
No, that's the thing. Like, I get that that's probably because that was the point, but at the same time, it's like one part I could see, the other no. I just can't.
I don't know. Because I've seen a clip out of context, which I told Sabrina, and I'm kind of trying to piece the.
No,
twist
I told
together.
him.
You're not gonna I don't think you're gonna
is
piece
it
it
the one that they
together.
released? Like everyone was making fun of his accent.
Yes.
No, because like I told him, I was like, because I actually read this before the movie, and like there was like obviously things for a reason that I was like, oh, this will all be explained. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, people are too harsh. Like, come on.
Mhm.
They definitely like set him up for that, and it bothered me.
I can't say that either. Oh god.
Because
Blake,
there's like one thing I want to say that the reason like we can't. Oh, Jayla, me and you got to talk about this because like I
We
need
will.
someone to talk to.
Blake, just to wrap us up, and we'll go over the horror movies we watched.
Yeah.
Blake, what do you think? I will turn off my camera so you can't see my reaction. What do you think? What's your current
Oh
guess?
shit! No.
And then Sabrina's gonna be like, "Oh,
My pictures,
wait,
my
Mike."
No,
I
it's
don't
fine.
know.
It's fine. It's fine. Try it.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
gonna. I'm gonna have a stone cold face.
I told this to Sabrina before the movie even came out,
Oh my god! You sent me a tweet. Right?
and then I saw a tweet about it after the movie came out that was saying exactly what I thought.
I said
and-
better. I said better.
I'm not gonna be able to hide my face. Just keep going, Blake.
It's fine. I said that the movie's giving me Serenity vibes. The movie with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and Jason Clarke, where the twist of that movie, spoiler alert, just don't see that movie, it's bad. They are the story you're watching is in a video game that this kid is creating and typing away on his computer, much like I'm sure Harry Styles is at the end of this movie. So,
No, you're wrong.
No.
You're actually wrong.
yeah. And then I saw a tweet that said, "Don't worry, darling, it's just Serenity." And I was like, okay, as long as it's executed better, then I'm good with that.
No, that's not the twist. So you're fine.
Okay.
No, it's more just like
Actually, no, it's not. It's pretty wrong.
Mm.
It's pretty wrong. The more I think
that's what I
Well,
said
see,
to him.
it's
I
pretty
was like,
wrong.
I don't
Blake,
think it's
Blake,
as far as it.
Did I not say that to you?
I don't think it's as far as it being a video game. I just think it is some
No,
fabricated
no,
reality.
I said like it's not. No.
Not quite.
Not
No, I
quite.
literally
Okay.
said like when you
No.
explained that to me, I was like, no, not even close.
Mhm.
No, it's pretty different. So
Okay.
you'll have to wait and see.
All right, we'll see.
You have to wait and see.
I swear to God,
Alright.
if you see spoilers, I'm gonna scream.
Anyways, before Jayla spoils more things by accident,
No, I want him to like actually go in blind in this because if he figures it out before the movie, I'm gonna like fucking lose it.
I'm
I mean,
super careful.
I feel like I'm close. So whatever the twist is, I'm not going to be like.
to be
I'm gonna
fair,
like, okay.
I wasn't either. I mean, I was like, well, I kind of was. Just watch the movie, Blake.
I will in 4 weeks. We'll see how I can avoid it until then.
You will. You'll forget we ever talked about this.
Mike, we saw you just 2 seconds ago.
Oh my God, Mike! Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mike.
We are good. We are groovy. So let me catch up on the comments because I was definitely into our conversation. And I completely missed it. This actually does segue us into some of the stuff we're talking about. Seeing Smile. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing Smile tomorrow, actually.
It's the smile next to it.
It's
I want to see it as soon as possible. I have no plans to see it yet, but I want to.
That's one of the only movies you can see, Blake.
Well, there's a very big aspect of It Follows that Smile isn't going to have.
No, not at all.
No. There is not going to be involved.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Looks creepy.
It looks creepy. I like when horror has like a timer, like they're against the clock on something. I feel like that is a great way to build tension. It's a ticking time bomb kind of thing. So I feel like there's some like naturally baked in tension with ideas like that.
I don't even know what it's about. I don't know about a ticking clock or anything. The only horror trailers I watch are on this podcast, and I'm proud of myself for staying away from trailers for horror, Even though I have seen that brilliant shot of Smile with the head
Yeah, we watched
cracking
that
down.
together,
which
yeah.
I'm
looks
so
incredible.
pissed. I hate that they do that in trailers.
Yeah,
I really
it
hope
sucks
that's the
that they
best
do
shot. Shout out to Nope that didn't have the best shot in the trailer.
No, I think we're talking about different shots, but it did allude to what my favorite shot of the movie is. No, actually, it is pretty much in the trailer. It's when it's all foggy and dark with
Okay.
OJ walking by
Okay.
the car. Yeah, I love that whole scene. It's just so good.
Yeah, so AMC hates me, and I have seen the Smile trailer, a bunch of different versions of the Smile trailer. Some that I think are better than others.
No, I
some
don't
a
think
bit
the
more
marketing's
mysterious
bad.
than
It's just
others.
like that they're really like showing too much sometimes.
The marketing's brilliant.
Yeah.
They're doing incredible with the marketing.
Did you see they had people in the seats with the Smile?
Baseball game?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Instead of spending millions on trailers and posters, they sent someone to a baseball game to sit right behind the fence where like the catcher is, like right in the front, with a shirt that says Smile, with them sitting there like with a really creepy
Oh
smile.
my god, hold on. I'm looking at
got
that.
it.
It's a really viral
I got you,
marketing
Sabrina.
campaign. It's brilliant.
Bada bing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is very creepy.
Mhm.
Come on.
Oh my god, I hate that. I hate that.
There she is.
Yeah, I'm not
There
sleeping
she
tonight.
is.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping tonight. Great.
There she is again.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
I love that.
How much is this
There's
movie
a guy.
gonna
I got a guy to do it too. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they got to go to that game for free. There's your payment.
There's another one. If it's union, depending on where they are, it might be like a union acting gig. They
Yeah.
have to get paid.
be? Interesting.
Yeah, no.
Very smart.
They are doing really good marketing, and I will say that like the trailers, all versions of the trailer hasn't shown more than the first like one that we watched together. There have been some that have been like way more like ambiguous that I liked more, but I'm pretty excited to see it. I have hope. I have hope that this is going to be my moment with horror this year. I didn't get it with Barbarian.
Yeah.
I hope that maybe I can get it with Smile. I do have a soft spot for things like The Ring, so maybe that'll kind of like bring that back for me.
Smile is the last horror movie of September. We still have a lot to look forward to for October, Jayla. If you don't get your fill with Smile,
We do.
There's a very big list.
There is a big list. Oh my god, we're getting Hellraiser. I know we were just talking about this last time.
We get Hellraiser along with 2 other horror features on the same day. We get Werewolf by Night, Hellraiser, and Terrifier 2, all on the same day.
Yeah, it's like my birthday weekend. I love that for me.
Yeah.
What a team up! It's
the No Way Home of the horror universe.
Oh my god, I saw
it's the Avengers.
And I was like,
It's
no!
the end game of horror movies.
Yeah. Who's Seth Gecko?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
That's the only one I couldn't name either. I was like, I don't know who Seth Gecko is. Should I know?
I feel bad now.
Terrifier 2. And we have like, man, it's so great.
Dusk Till Dawn. George Clooney.
I think I've seen it, actually.
I've seen parts of it. Stop poking us, Sabrina.
That's so rude, Sabrina.
No, I'm trying to get out of the chat. Hold on.
I have only heard good things regarding Terrifier 2.
So I don't know. My thing with it is, you already know I don't like Terrifier.
I know Sabrina doesn't necessarily love it.
I don't love it, but like I also love it. If that makes sense.
Right, right. No, I think I get it. It's a lot, but you like it.
Like
because
it was like one of the
it
most disturbing and fucked up horror movies I've ever seen, but I loved it.
Right.
But like it actually,
you had fun with it. Like you enjoyed, because we watched All Hallows Eve before. Before this, which that was really enjoyable. We have an inside joke with, if anyone's seen it, I know not a lot of people have. There's a segment because it's like Trick or Treat. It's an anthology horror movie. Art the Clown is in all of them. There's an alien in one of them, and he walks around like this. At a point
part that I like paused to like I think I like went to the bathroom or something, and it was just like him like this.
She paused it on him like that, which the segment was scaring her, so that one kind of took her out of it for a
Because
little bit.
I don't like aliens. They freak me out so bad, like bad.
Signs
and I
is
was
on
like,
our watch list, though.
what is?
Signs.
So wait, it's Hellraiser, Terrifier 2,
And Werewolf by Night.
all on the same day. Wow.
All on October 7th.
Wow.
The second one's not worth watching, by the way. All Hallows Eve, worst thing I've ever.
Oh
watched.
yeah,
they made a second
it got
one?
to the point. I think
It's
we
so
were.
bad.
We were
Apparently they made a third one too. There's a third one.
There's a third one.
No way.
Art the Clown is not in All Hallows Eve 2.
Or
We were
three.
skipping around it. It was awful.
It was
It was
bad.
really bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I don't even think I could like. I don't even think I could really call any of that horror.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because nothing like it alluded to something that was gonna happen. Nothing happened, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
No, that one was bad. But Terrifier 1.
Oh God.
Let's get into why you don't like it, Jayla, because I promise you're not alone. The movie's very.
Let's break this down, why don't we?
Yeah, because it's like
for
it's
people.
definitely particular. Like me, I was like the whole time, but like I don't know.
It's for
I
a
like-
very specific audience.
God, I'm gonna sound like such a lame. I just feel like, and it's weird because I'm not like this with all movies. There's just something with Terrifier that kind of just like rubbed me the wrong way in a way that I don't want horror movies to.
Mm-hmm.
The famous the sawing moment, for example.
Yeah.
I just feel like horror works best when there's like a thing that's like there's this like threat, right? And there's just something that I'm like terrified of, or an idea that I'm terrified of, and like there's only so many different ways I can see someone get tortured and still be scared and not just be like, this is kind of not
This is
enjoyable.
gratuitous.
Not gratuitous. It's just like it's not fun for me to see people getting tortured like that in particular. And
no, that was not fun at all.
Yeah.
That was like so screwed up. And I was literally just sitting there like I was like, I don't even know if I want to continue this, but I was like, I really want to see how this ends.
What sucks is I heard Terrifier 2 has another version of that. It's not someone getting sawed in half, but it is another something on par with that.
Yeah.
Or worse.
Oh.
A few reviews that I've seen touch on it said they're like, okay. They started to look away because they're like, found the line. There's a line. They crossed it. It's a lot more brutal than the first one, which is really saying something.
So like if you're going into it like wanting into like a bloodbath, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Also, it's 2.5 hours, just about. It
How?
is very low. I heard it's very story heavy, unlike the first movie, which is
That's
just
another
people
issue
getting
I had.
tortured. Yeah, it's just people getting tortured for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
maybe that's like
exactly.
maybe because it's not like.
And I was
it's
hooked
still
because
gonna be like this like the concepts, like the like segments. Do you think?
yeah, I stayed away from the trailer for Terrifier 2. All I've seen is him poke his head out of that stupid little van, waving his hand, and he's lighting people on fire. But there's a female protagonist this time that has like this costume and everything. I'm hoping she plays a very pivotal role in this movie because he does not like women at all in that first movie.
Yeah.
Which is another big problem because people raise the point where it's like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
Yeah.
When it comes to who you're killing in your movie.
And the way they did it, in particular, specifically the way they did it.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, trying to avoid as many spoilers as possible for people
we
who
can
haven't seen
spoil Terrifier.
Yeah.
One man, for the most part, gets killed in that movie. He gets his head bashed in. That's whatever. Plenty of women are brutalized throughout the entirety of that movie.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a little
two
offended,
guys.
not
Two
gonna
guys.
lie.
Yes.
Full on.
And even gets to a point where I agree with Sabrina. It's annoying when he's about to lose and just busts out a gun and shoots that person in the face. And it's like,
that was like the one thing that fucking annoyed me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and then continues to shoot her in the face 6 times.
I was like, all right, that's too much now. I was like, that's...
yeah. The movie sets out to 3 guys or 4 guys, whatever. Many men did die, but not to the extent of what the movie is known for.
I hated it.
Yes. Yeah, it is a glorified
Yeah.
snuff film. I think that's it's a pretty accurate description
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
imagine if he wasn't a clown. What if it was just some guy that
Yeah.
was doing that?
Yeah.
Then where does the enjoyment fall? Do you like it because he's a clown? Because he is just, I mean, I know the new one's getting into him being more than human. That's the only thing I've heard. But as far as what we've seen before the ending of the first Terrifier, it is just mime. That is, oh, very.
And there's no real
no.
characters to latch on to either.
No.
It was just like you guys said earlier. It was pretty much just people being brutalized, and I don't find that scary. I just find that uncomfortable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that you can do some like really effective gore and a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't super in your face, even though people remember it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still scary. It was still a lot, and it was still pretty bleak. And it
Terrifier 2 is 100 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
I think it has two reviews.
Yeah.
Seven reviews. So seven people
reviews.
Reviewed it over like a 50.
It'll come out next week, and it'll see it.
I do not think that something like Terrifier 2 is going to have a super high rating.
No, once the masses, because this one is local in your theater, like you won't have as much of a problem.
And it's more brutal than the first one?
Yeah, it's
they have a budget this
by
time.
far the goriest, nastiest, most violent horror movies I've seen in a long time.
The budget of the first movie was 30 million, something. No,
this is a lot bigger.
I know it's a lot bigger. I forget what the first one was,
boy.
but it's like more than double the first movie, I believe. And I think the final fight between Art and whoever this female is, I heard, is 40 minutes of just these two going at it.
40 minutes.
And there's an end credit scene that's 10 minutes long. That's like kind of a short.
What? No way.
I'm so intrigued on what this
10
movie
minutes.
is. 10-minute end credit scene. That's like a whole nother thing on its own. So we'll see. I'm very excited. I want to, which after bad mouthing the first one. But I mean, that's why I did enjoy the first one to an extent. I was even talking to my friend about this. It's not a movie that I'd put in my Halloween mix. Like every October, I rewatch Nightmare on Elm Street, Evil Dead, Halloween. I wouldn't add Terrifier to that list.
Yeah.
It's not a really like, oh, I'll just throw this on for Halloween, have a good time with this woman getting sawed in half in the background. It's not a movie like that, but the kills are so exaggerated that it doesn't really gross me out. It's the gunshots that gets me. This woman just getting shot in the face and then shot in the face like 6 more times. I'm like, okay, that one upsets me more than someone getting stabbed in the head and then their head getting cut off with a machete.
It feels very a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And like I don't mind gore. I'm not someone that's just like straight up like, oh no, gore is too much, blah blah blah. I just you gotta use it like a seasoning. You gotta be delicate with it.
Yeah, if you put too much salt on this meal, it's just gonna ruin it. So, and Terrifier does set out to be as brutal and bloody as it can. So that's why I said either it's for you or it's not. It's really not gonna.
I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just amazed that they've somehow managed to like top what they did already.
I mean, it's double its budget, almost double its runtime. They're definitely going bigger. And I don't know about better. If this main female protagonist really does put up a fight with Art and may or may not defeat him by the end, at least just doesn't get. I would hope she survives. I really don't want this person to die. That would make up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much my biggest thing. Another thing is that Art won at the end, which like the good guys don't always have to win, but like you got nothing. Nothing at all. Blake, if you want to pick another horror movie or talk about more about October, my laptop's about to die, so I have to plug it up.
Okay. Well, I did. I can't speak for you or Sabrina, but I did watch the final trailer for Halloween Ends.
I haven't yet.
No. Have you, Sabrina? I don't remember if you
No, I
caved.
told you people were saying it's
No.
showed too much, so I was like, okay.
People were saying it spoiled too much. I've only watched it once, and I guess maybe I didn't. Oh, never mind. Okay, I did watch a video talking about what it spoiled. I remember now. I'll wait for Jayla to get back, but in case people don't want to know what it spoils, yeah, Sif Morrison, you didn't watch any. I won't spoil what it does show, but it does show something about this movie that I think Jamie Lee Curtis is talking about fans not liking.
Oh, jeez.
And I agree with it. It's a really stupid idea. I'll wait to see how it's executed, but it's leaning more into the supernatural side, which doesn't bother me. But they're adding some element to it that just, God, doesn't need to be added, especially not for the final Halloween movie. I can kind of see a really abysmal way to end this trilogy that they could be aiming for. A couple different ways that they could execute it that I'm hoping they don't do. But
Yeah.
we'll see. After Halloween 1, or the 2018 Halloween, I had a problem with the if you remember, Sabrina, the crazy doctor that put on Michael's mask for a hot second and tried to be crazy. He tried to be crazy. That was stupid. Halloween Kills had that mob mentality that kind of overstayed
are
its
you talking
welcome.
about like when they're talking about like maybe the group of like imposters or something?
No, it's not that I'm talking about. It's that I would have been okay with, because it's like, hey, group of psych. It's nothing new or special, but that's something.
Oh yeah, you said like
Hello?
another
Oh, no.
enemy, right? That we were talking about.
I cannot
Yeah.
hear you guys.
You cannot hear us, Jayla?
Just keep going. I'll fix it.
Okay. There is another threat in Halloween Ends aside from Michael.
Jesus.
It's not COVID.
Do you see it? Do you see it in that trailer? Or like?
Yes, and there's a featurette that talks about it very openly. It says like, this is the
So do you think that it showed too much, or you don't?
I didn't catch it in the first trailer. I watched it right when I woke up, so I probably just didn't pay attention to a single thing. But I watched a breakdown of it, and it does say something that it probably shouldn't have put in the trailer. But I'll take it a step further and say it shouldn't be in the movie. It's just a really weird and pointless idea to put into the last Michael versus Laurie movie, because this, I will say, it takes the focus away from Michael, which is a really dumbfounded decision.
Oh God, you're gonna make me so scared for this movie now.
I'm scared for this movie now. Like, I liked Halloween Kills, and it's not a very loved movie at all. But
I really want to watch the trailer now because I want to know what you're talking about.
it's lame. It's really not good. Yeah, I mean, that subplot in the 2018 movie wasn't such a big deal, but it really took me out of it.
I am back. Hello.
Can you hear us?
I can. My speaker just broke. My headphones just broke.
Oh, we love that.
Oh no.
Did you watch the trailer for Halloween Ends?
I haven't. The newest one, right?
Yeah, the one that spoils something pretty big about this movie.
How big?
It is that other threat that was discussed. It's not COVID. Like I told Sabrina, it's not COVID.
Well, I told you that's what people were saying, and you're like, no, it didn't reveal anything, but now you know what it is.
Yeah, I watched
COVID.
Huh?
Who's saying it's COVID?
Well, that was a leak, and then we talked about it on a stream a little while ago. Like, what if COVID? Because apparently it takes place during lockdown and all that. I have no idea about that part, but there is something else in this movie that I was telling Sabrina should not be in this movie. It's corny, and it's first of all, it's more of the supernatural element, which doesn't bother me, but it's what they apply it to is what's really stupid.
Jesus.
So at least Jordan in the chat said he hasn't watched the trailer, and people complain that it spoils stuff, so I don't want to say it here.
Should I watch the trailer to just set my expectations?
I think so. Because I think it's stupid, first of all. I think it's a really dumb idea. We'll see how it's executed before I judge it, but I think it's the wrong call, because it takes the focus away from Michael. He's not the only threat in this movie that he should be. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the trailer when I saw it, but then I watched a rundown of it with a featurette breaking down what this twist is, which I was like, oh, they're full on talking about this new thing that they're doing for Halloween Ends, and it's really dumb. And I see why Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle kind of braced us for the creative decisions.
Like, will it not make people happy? Like bad?
Oh yeah, it's already not making people happy.
Oh Jesus.
So I don't know. Yes, Jordan, I am trying to worry you so we can get those, so we can temper those expectations a little bit.
I'm gonna watch the trailer. I will. I do kind of want to set my expectations because I
kind of want to too now. Honestly.
Yeah. Do you want to just play it, and anyone that doesn't want to watch can just dip for a couple minutes? Because I don't remember this spoiler being like at a forefront in the trailer. This other thread is in it, and I do remember how they're set up in the trailer, but I don't remember them flat out saying what this is. So you can play it. Oh, Jordan's sticking around. Okay. Ooh, we lost your audio, Jayla.
Thank you, Jordan. You're the best. We will experience this together. I have to keep muting my mic because I'm playing through my speakers. You'll get an echo.
Oh, okay. Sabrina's like, no, fuck this.
Sabrina, leave us?
Yeah, her computer or her phone probably died.
That's fine. I need to pull this together.
Yeah,
She's back.
I'm
I
worried.
always forget. I always hit the done button on the StreamYard thing, and it like confuses me.
Nice, Sabrina. Nice.
Damn.
Real smooth, Sabrina. I'm kidding.
Who's who? I don't know.
Let's see. All right. Okay. Here it is, folks.
All right.
Sabrina. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna make it. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Share my screen.
Yeah. Me and Sabrina's Halloween hot take is we did really enjoy Halloween Kills.
We also saw it together, so like
we did. I did still like it though. Like that can only help so much. It didn't help you with Thor.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
You guys are adorable.
Let's see.
Hey, what are you guys doing out here? It's Halloween. We've been trick-or-treating. Are you alone?
There's a creepy man in a white mask.
Where?
Oh, it's Halloween Kills.
And he keeps like trying to play hide and seek with us.
Where did you see
Whoopsies.
I was like,
wait a second.
Whoopsies. I clicked on the wrong one. I'm such a professional.
I was like, wait, this guy looks familiar.
I am
there
such
it is,
a
right
professional.
there.
Good job, Jayla.
That is weird they put Kills on the top though, but all right, run it back.
Excuse me.
It's been 4 years.
You were talking about Kills,
since
okay?
Michael Myers vanished without a trace. Hello?
Please don't tell me it's going to be Pennywise.
Ooh. Oh, I like that shot.
I was certain that I saw him watching me.
You pretend like you moved on, but you're actually just obsessed with death.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
But this time, something feels different. He's more dangerous.
Go back to the original.
He killed my daughter. But tonight, I will kill him. Come and get me. Maybe the only way he can die is if I die too. It all ends now.
Yeah, okay, that
You
trailer
came here to
doesn't
kill me, so do it.
doesn't really go into it. There must be a featurette out there that I didn't see this at, but did either of you pick up on what the new threat is?
No.
We can't hear you, Jayla.
Are they like connected or something weird
Okay,
like
Jayla
that?
got it. That guy that he grabs in the sewer is like another psychopath that is like apparently stares into Michael's eyes and gets all okay, I'll take to Haddonfield after all this time, and that's apparently him on the stairs like Michael's coming for you, and he's gonna be a new villain alongside Michael. Michael gets a sidekick.
Michael has a buddy.
Is what the director said. Michael gets a sidekick in Halloween
They're
Ends.
giving Michael a sidekick.
Yeah. Michael's Robin, yes.
Michael's
So,
Robin. Damn
The
it.
movie that's supposed to end this huge, decades-long battle
with Michael's little
with
buddy.
Michael and Laurie. That's supposed to be the end of their saga, and they're introducing
Mm-hmm.
a sidekick.
I feel like the very weird direction they could go is he can just like penance stare like Ghost Rider all these psychopaths and kind of
He like
make more Michaels.
like so it is like multiple Michaels, but not like a copycat thing. It's because
Yes.
mind. Yeah. There's a hive mind of Michaels.
Yes.
See,
it
I
does
thought
sound.
when they showed like the big group, I thought that's what it was alluding to, like that he has like a cult or something. But that's like that. I feel like would be better, but that bothers me more. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it can be executed well. Like maybe that person she fights in the kitchen is that guy. Takes his mask off and it's him, and she's just like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's just like, "Oh, Michael put me up to this." So
Yeah,
put me up to this.
it's still dumb, but I don't know.
I hope it's a better year for Halloween fans than it is for Texas Chainsaw fans.
Oh Jesus, I don't.
Yeah.
Even want to talk about
Look, I still think Halloween Ends is going to be better than that. I don't think we're going to sink that low.
Oh, absolutely.
But no matter what, Chucky's going to be at the top. Chucky,
we have
season 2 is probably going to blow them all away. And Hellraiser. Chucky and Pinhead will probably shake hands and be like, yeah. And Ghostface, whatever. Scream 5 was good.
Ghostface is somewhere around here.
Ghostface was fine. I don't know.
I'm too worried about the sequel to even think about it right now.
Scream 6? Yeah, we can't cross that bridge yet.
Woo! I'm living my best life right now. Don't even worry about it. Who would have thought that we'd ever be in a time where we're like, oh yeah, it's Hellraiser and Chucky. They're the ones that are like killing the game right now.
They would never be on top. But also, what a time to be like in the same year we get Scream 5, season 2 of a Chucky show, Halloween Ends, a Hellraiser reboot, Texas Chainsaw, who cares?
That didn't happen.
Maybe Jason in a couple years.
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh my god, please fix the legal battle. Please.
It's a reboot, so we can only...
I'm begging them at this point. Like, they took the game away from me because of the whole legal issues.
Yeah,
and we haven't had one in ages. Just squash it. Squash it, please.
With the Texas Chainsaw video game coming up alongside the Evil Dead game out right now, they could revive the Friday the 13th game, and we could have just the best.
Must be nice to be able to play that.
Evil Dead's coming to Switch. You're gonna be fine.
You said that months ago.
They said that months ago. Don't shoot the messenger. I wish it was already on Switch too.
I want to play it.
Should Freddy come back too?
What was that?
Should Freddy come back too?
Ooh.
Robert Englund said no, but
what about Jason?
Jason's apparently coming back.
Freddy's different.
In what?
Like
another Jason movie. Freddy's different because only one person, sorry Jackie, has played Freddy in all of his in-canon movies, and he said he doesn't want to do another. But the director of these Halloween movies is dead set on bringing him back for one more Freddy outing. We've seen what he's done with Michael, so we can't hear you, Jayla.
You're not making me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, you all have your opinions on the Halloween movies and whether they be good or bad.
I liked 2018 Halloween. I
I liked
really
all
had a
of
good time
them.
with it.
I don't think, but
Kills, I didn't like hate it as much as other people did. Like people like really dug that movie, and it's still better than the Rob Zombie Halloween. So
oh yeah, I think anything's better.
I
than
don't
Rob
have too
Zombie's
much of an
Halloween.
issue with what were we saying here.
I said I think there's anything is better than Rob Zombie's Halloween.
That's number 4 for the list, Blake.
Yeah.
I guess my only real issue with it isn't the movie itself. It's just I wasn't expecting them to go campy slasher with it, and they went campy slasher with it. I was expecting a more like it's not serious necessarily, but more.
I actually enjoyed
than
that
the first
though,
one.
because I think it was like something different,
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily like I was just expecting something that flows more with the first one, and they kind of went more towards like the Jason X's of the world, which there's nothing wrong with that. They're still fun. It's just I gotta set my expectations correctly next time.
Yeah.
No, I totally get it.
Expectations can make it anything. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm no stranger to that. There are episodes of shows I've set my expectations way too high for, hated, and then came back to it, and I'm like knowing what it is, I'm like, that was really good. I shouldn't have went in with expectations for it, just because you assume something of it. It never set out to accomplish that, so it's like, how could it ever live up to your expectations? It's a dangerous game.
Yeah, that's why I think going into movies blind really helps, because if you go in and you're not knowing anything at all, you just kind of let the story take you where it goes. You're in for a good time. And oh my god, did you guys see Bodies? Because I just remembered I've seen Bodies.
No, but I
did
really
you enjoy
want
it?
to. Is it streaming anywhere?
Not let me double check. I don't think so yet, though.
Because I saw a clip from it with Pete Davidson that was really funny, and I really want to watch it.
I don't know, he's funny. We saw that movie Me Cute. Oh,
It's
really
available on demand.
Yeah, on demand.
It is. It's a look.
Banger.
I'm not going to say a single thing about why I love Bodies.
Wait, what is it streaming on right now?
It's not streaming. It's on demand.
So if you want to watch it for 24 hours, here's $20.
No.
It's a lot to rent a movie for some reason.
Just watch it so we can talk about it.
I know. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I recommend Bodies.
I just feel like me and you're just gonna end up watching movies the entire time.
Yes. Has everybody seen the trailer for Hellraiser?
I have. I'm excited.
I haven't.
I think that.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
I've only seen.
She hit that button again.
Well, I will say that I feel like if the Hulu's Prey is anything to go off of.
Yeah, I was so worried about Hellraiser and Prey just going straight to Hulu, and then I saw Prey and I was like, oh shit, that was really good. So Hellraiser looks good too.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I'm just excited. I think it's gonna be a great time. I think that the direction they're going in is pretty stellar.
It doesn't look like a remake. It looks like another adaptation of the book, which I appreciate.
Well, I was gonna say I've only seen the first one, so like I don't know if like it follows all of them or not.
Hellraiser?
Yeah.
It's not following any of them. It's an adaptation of the book. So it's not a remake of the movie, technically.
So did you like the trailer, Jayla?
I did.
You saw it?
I vibed with it pretty hardcore. Do you want to watch it, Sabrina?
Yes, I do actually.
Absolutely.
I'm always down for it. I think
Jordan's shaking his head.
I like that we
that he hasn't seen it either.
Who is?
Jordan.
And then we can go into some news and wrap it up and talk about October, because we are going to have so much fun in October.
Yes, we will have to do our best to have some dedicated streams to covering just a project at a time. Like I want to talk Barbarian. We need to dive into Werewolf by Night when that drops, and Hellraiser on the same day. It's gonna be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get some headphones so I don't have to keep muting myself. This is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Do whatever you need to do.
If anybody on here has not seen Werewolf by Night, debuted with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with multiple reviews.
I love that.
It's very good.
I do. I love that.
Hellraiser.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Wait.
It's really nice. You can hold it. What is it? It's a puzzle. And it's almost finished. Keep going. So if I solve it, do I get a prize? I do.
What's your deal? It has 6 sides, 6 configurations. It opens up and it cuts you. And then they come to collect.
Greater delights await. We wish to see you proceed. Feed it. Their blood, their pain. All for us. What is it you pray for?
I love Jamie Clayton's voice as the new Pinhead.
Yeah.
It might be heresy to say, but I think she might end up being a better Pinhead than I'm so sorry, I forget his name, who played Pinhead for decades.
I agree, honestly.
Also, I know she's more in line with how Pinhead is described, or the lead Hell Priest is described in the book. So this may be a more accurate Pinhead, which I don't think she's going to be called in this movie.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about this. You want to explain for everyone again?
About Pinhead, how they're described in the book. I always get it reversed. In the book, Pinhead, who's called the lead Hell Priest, is the leader of the Cenobites, and they're genderless, but I think it's that they have the body of a female and the voice of a male, something like that. But I mean, they're demons of the underworld. They don't have genders, and Jamie Clayton is a transgender actress. Clive Barker is a gay author, I believe. So he's always had those themes in his stories, and it's really cool that they're finally being woven into the new Hellraiser. We're living in a time where it's becoming more acceptable, and I'm sure these creators, and especially the authors, just having more freedom with their adaptations. They should be allowed to do what they want. I'm sorry. And it looks, I didn't read the book. I actually might try after this movie comes out, just because the story is so interesting to me. But yeah. I love the original Pinhead, of course, as we watched the original Hellraiser a couple weeks ago. But he really does just seem like he's just kind of there. This movie seems like she is orchestrating this entire thing, really feels like a leader, not just like showing up like, hey, I call the shots and that's it. Mostly like, I know what this thing is. I want you people to use it so I can come collect. And yes, we are here to teach, obviously.
I think it's supposed to. I don't know. I think maybe it's like the beginning of like how they, came to collect.
Yeah, I think this movie is going to explain what they're all about, what this contraption that they use.
Because like even in the original one, they kind of like they show up like when they come to collect, but you don't really like know anything about them.
They're in the shadows for that first movie, and it seems like they are the main antagonists of this one, which I can't wait to see unfold.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think even with how Pinhead's or the lead Hell Priest is described in the book, is much more accurate to how she looks in the movie.
Yeah.
Like she's got that weird throat split open thing, which I think was.
They look super sick.
It does look sick. There's just a lot more going on with this iteration's design, which I love. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I love the aesthetic of it. I love the aesthetic of Hellraiser in general. I think it's very different. It really stands out. I'm excited. You guys covered it really well. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, it just looks good. I don't need another trailer. It comes out next week, and we just got the trailer for it.
Yeah. Sheesh.
I know. I'm excited.
They haven't been promoting it too much lately, so I hope it does well when it comes out. Especially if it's as good as it looks like Prey. Maybe they used all their money for marketing Prey, because God, I saw that on TV every day.
Yeah. I think that it's going to be really good. Honestly, I think it's going to grow with word of mouth. I actually have I have a horror bracelet with some Hellraiser charms on it, so I'm pretty excited.
That's cool.
I have it right. I don't know why I mentioned it. It was on my desk. It just popped in my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a nice way to introduce new generation to Hellraiser. I think it's going to hopefully spark some interest in the series again. It's been a while. I would love a freshen up, a break from where we're at now with our horror movies and franchises.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back into the supernatural side of horror again. We've had our serial killers like in Pearl, we've had our monsters, but now we can get into the demons with genuine superpowers.
I'm glad you made that distinction, because we've very, very recently are getting out of a supernatural era, but it's like a paranormal
ghosts
thing.
and demonic entities. I've addressed them as demons, but they are so much more than just they are warriors of the underworld. There's so much to unpack when it comes to the Cenobites. So I hope if this movie is good and it's successful, we can branch a new franchise, because honestly, the old one died long ago.
So I have watched half of it twice.
Oh, you can't get through it.
So I'm going to, because I made a promise. I promised I'd watch it. I promised we'd talk about it in the show. I'm going to get through it. What I'm having issues getting over, even though I've been making a bunch of jokes about it being really snarky.
Where's it streaming?
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix because it's been fun. But what a genuine issue I'm having with it is, a big part of the monsters at their core is that they are an odd looking family, but they are still a normal family. That was kind of the thing. It was a parody of sitcoms, but they're still like everyday average family kind of thing. And there's even a lot of talking points like Herman,
kind of
who would. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I would say like it's kind of like same thing with like the Addams Family is like
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. And exactly. And there's a lot of these talking points that Herman makes in the original show, where like he was talking to his son about how like it doesn't matter how someone looks, because he's Frankenstein. It doesn't matter how someone looks or anything like that. It's who they are that matters, and that's kind of like the running theme in the show.
That he's a literal monster and he's the nicest person ever. Wouldn't hurt a fly.
He's a normal dude. He's a normal green dude. No big deal.
Yeah.
And from everything I've seen with monsters, it's the exact opposite. They're very wacky. They're very, very big characters with
like Herman's very out of character.
Yeah.
The trailer gave off that impression.
the human half of it is
Like I think he was just
what
trying to
it's-
make it all campy, but it's like he didn't really understand like what made the monsters what it was back then.
Yeah, and like I like camp. Don't get me wrong. And
But like it's
I
not
just-
the way, the same way here. Like years later redoing it,
Yeah.
It could be lacking the charm.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is lacking the charm. I feel like if you wanted to have your wacky take on like the Universal monsters, go ahead, absolutely. But there's something that like I always say, like when you're adapting something, for me, it's always important that you keep the core of what made it what it is. When whatever you're doing in some way, that it still has a piece of that core,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's lacking with this. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's been tough to watch. The audio is better than I thought. Grandpa's a great. It's just it's lacking that charm. It really is.
It's the charm that's lacking is Eddie and Marilyn, right? Like they're not in that movie at all.
No.
No, that's
it's just
odd
Tom and
to
Lily
me.
and the grandpa.
Yeah, that's
Oh, and there's just like a lot of shots. They're just kind of the pacing's very weird, and like a lot of the camp doesn't land for me so far. It feels weird seeing Rob Zombie isms in a very PG setting.
yeah. Huh. What do you mean by that? Is it like his over the top
His
yelling?
over the topness in general that he
Over the
tends to
topness.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I don't think that it's not that he's not lovable. It doesn't hit the same with the charm. With the it's not that it's not lovable, it's just it feels like a different character.
Yeah. I've heard some people enjoyed it. I'm curious. I'm not like
It's
I'm
mixed
not-
reviews. I see why people
Yeah.
liked it, but there's certain parts of them that I'm But go ahead, please.
I'm not itching to watch it, if I'm being honest. Like I want to watch it and I want to cover it together, but like I'm not like, oh god, when the second we end the stream, I can't wait to go watch the monsters.
I'm not excited to actually finish it, but maybe my tune will change. I'm trying to keep a positive mind about it now. I got all my I feel like I've been so negative today. Now I've got my negativity out. Jeez, Jayla.
Yeah. Barbarian hater.
Look, I want to like it. I've racked my brain trying to see it. I have spent way too much time thinking about like how I can change my perspective on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel very embarrassed to show my dad this because my dad grew up like loving the monsters, and like when I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't think I could show this.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that the generation that grew up with the monsters being fresh and new feels about a fresh and new take.
I feel like even when the trailers dropped, a lot of older people who grew up with it were like even shocked that
This isn't the monsters.
Yeah.
So.
Like it lacked that in like the most important thing. It was like it lacked that charm, and like some people, it was like a weird. It just felt like a parody of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no. You remember the Addams Family movie? That's like wow, they did a really good job.
The live action one, right?
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
like,
love those. Those
the
still
great
feel
ones.
like
yeah, and
still feel like the Addams Family.
Yeah.
I was hoping that we would see when it was first announced that this movie was going to happen. I was hoping we would see an Addams Family or even the Brady Bunch movie somehow managed to like make the Brady Bunch like modern and like did a really good job with adapting the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to have the real like if you're going to do that, I feel like you really need to have a solid understanding of it. But I'm going to give it another try. I am going to be open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Rob Zombie is great with visuals. Like it doesn't. I've made Spirit Halloween jokes, but I don't think it looks as bad as I was expecting. The audio is definitely not as bad as the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So there are definitely things that might make it better. Again, it might just be one that I'm like, it's not for me, but it'll be good to show to your kids. I'm not going to put too much weight into it because it's not made for me in the first place. So it's not really my area to get all like about.
Yeah, I don't think we have too much stake in Rob Zombie's The Monsters as we would like a Hellraiser or a Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come and go. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll judge it as is. Is there any final topic you'd like to mention before we scoot?
Monsters is fun for the memes, but I like you said, it's just a moment. But I don't know if there's any other news. We've covered the big movies, I believe. Is there any news you saw or anything like
Just that next week is going to be big. When we reconvene, it'll be the day before or the night everything drops. Terrifier 2, Hellraiser, Werewolf by Night. So maybe we postpone the stream until that weekend. Maybe we can talk about all of it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Hallways will be packed. I'm so happy to be back with everyone. It's gonna be so much fun. We have so much to do, and hopefully we can actually do our first watch party.
Yes.
In October. That's
yes,
cool.
I'm ready.
We
Absolutely.
have to.
I've actually been wanting to watch it lately, and I haven't because we're going to do the watch party. So let's make it happen in October.
It's going to be a great October. We're going to hopefully we can do some, bonus streams and make some super special stuff happen.
Yeah, maybe next Thursday instead of a stream we can break down Barbarian quickly.
Okay.
And, maybe that Sunday we can recap Werewolf by Night and Hellraiser. So
that sounds like a plan. That is the schedule. Sounds great.
All right, we'll shoot for it. We'll try to hit the bullseye on that. So.
We got this. We
can do
got this. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much, Blake. Thank you so much, Sabrina. You guys are rock stars. I love doing these with you. I'm so glad to have you as a team. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It was so great seeing your faces again.
Great night back.
Yeah.
Absolutely great night back.
Great night back. We have all of our regular friends here, and we will see you guys super duper soon. I almost messed up. We'll see you guys super soon. Until next time.